Well, hello. I am starting this video not so happy because I recorded such a good video last night and I lost it. How did I lose it? Because I'm getting old and out of touch with this iPhone stuff. Man, I recorded a good video last night as I was twisting my hair, but I lost it with this whole storage thing, trying to make space, and deleted it thinking that it was somewhere else, but it wasn't. I called Apple like 6 times trying to get somebody to recover it, and nobody could. They were able to recover over 500 other files from my recently deleted, everything but that video. So I'm a little upset. That was a good video. So I have a long drive right now, headed up north to do a final walk with the client. A long ride, hour and 12 minutes, so I got time to try to remember everything I said. It was so good, like that was a in the moment type thing. So trying to recreate this is, but whatever, the show must go on. So last night's video was about inspections. I don't hear or see enough conversation about home inspections, the importance of it, the risks, the benefits. Home inspections are very important, and if I stress it, trust me, is nothing to be played with. Now I feel like I spend a lot of time talking about the pre-approval process and everything before you buy the house. I'm starting to realize that I never get deeper into the process itself once you pass that hump of getting approved and going under contract. So I'm gonna start with that today. And the process is a little bit different for new construction and resale, so I'm gonna toggle between the two. Now for both homes, new construction and resale, you always want to get an appraisal, you always want to get an inspection. Don't ever waive either one. Now a couple years ago, people were doing that because they were so desperate to buy these houses when interest rates were low. And that was foolish. A lot of them are probably regretting it now, because they overpaid for their homes and bought homes that had issues, but they didn't know those issues existed because they waived the inspection, trying to win get the seller to accept their offer. So huge mistake a lot of people made a couple years ago. I never did a represented a buyer where I recommended to waive an inspection. I don't care how the market was looking. That's just not one of my practices that I did and still don't do. It's a huge investment, so you don't want to be buying trash unknowingly and find out later. So anyway, never skip your appraisal and or inspection. So let's start with new construction, because I sell new construction more than anything. So I can talk to you about that with my eyes closed. New construction, yes. So the process is you find the house that you like, you put your earnest, or make sure you qualify, put your earnest deposit down, sign your purchase agreement, and then as soon as you're under contract, you do your earnest, your purchase agreement, you're officially under contract. First thing you want to do, well, it depends on what stage you're at, what stage your house is in. So let's say it was an inventory home. It's already complete, ready to close in 30 days. First thing you want to do is schedule that home inspection. Yes, it's new construction. Oh, everything is brand new. It should be fine. Everything should be fine. A lot of people think that. Don't make that mistake. Because it can be something very minor that can be a $20,000 problem. So don't make that mistake of assuming that just because it's new, it should be fine. get your third-party inspection. So normally I have there is an inspection company that I like to work with, but you are free to choose whomever you like. I just like to make it convenient for my clients to for you to not have to search for a trusted inspector. I don't get paid anything. They don't get paid anything. There's no commission or referral fee between us. I just know that they're good at what they do. And so I've been working with them for the past couple of years. There's no discounts involved just because it's me. It's just good, honest service. Anyway, so I use this company. I've been using them. And they're very good. They're very thorough. I've built a relationship with them so they know what I want to see, and I'm able to talk to them and let them know what I want to see. We talk before, we talk during, we talk after. I'm very hands-on with all of my transactions. So anyway, new construction, house is ready to close in 30 days. We're under contract. You pay your earnest. We first, before we schedule our inspection, the builder first has to let us know when our walkthroughs are going to be. New construction, you normally have two walkthroughs. You have a pre-walk and you have a final walk. We have to wait until we get those dates from the builder before we schedule our inspection, our third-party inspection. Because we don't want to schedule it too early, because there could be some little minor things that the builder is still working on, to correct. So we don't want to send our inspector too early, because then the inspector is going to see, oh, this isn't done, or something is wrong with this, and they're going to be putting unnecessary items in the report when the builder already knows that that's something that was already on their radar to fix anyway. So we never want to do the inspection too early. We always want to wait until we get those walkthrough dates from the builder. Once the builder gives us those walkthrough dates, then I contact this company and I let them know, hey, we ready to schedule third-party inspection. And so we schedule that. They get in contact with the builder to confirm, make sure all the appliances are in, so that they can run the appliances and make sure everything works. Make sure electric, gas, make sure all the utilities are on. They cannot perform an effective inspection if utilities are not on, if appliances are missing. Because if an appliance is missing, if that stove isn't in yet at the time of your inspection, guess what? After you move in, something could be wrong with your stove and you don't know, because it wasn't present at the time of inspection. So that inspector is going to contact the builder to confirm that everything is there, utilities, everything is on, everything is ready for inspection. So what I really want to harp on when it comes to these inspections is that, one thing, inspectors have a job to do. And an inspection normally takes about 2.5, 3 hours, depending on how big the house is. Could be 3.5 hours. Just depends on the size of the home, the square footage, how much they have to inspect. They cannot come out of a 3-hour job with 2 pages. So it's going to look like, well, what were you doing for 3 hours? They have to do their job. They have to inspect every little thing. They're going to include little minor things. It's not life-threatening. So if you get an 18-page inspection report, it's nothing to be worried about, like, oh my God, this house going to fall apart. Oh my God, I can't buy this house. This is too much. That's not what an inspection report is supposed to do. Okay, so please, if you don't hear nothing else I say, do not be intimidated by an 18-page inspection report, okay? When it comes to new construction, if you stick with the builders that I recommend, you'll be okay. They're going to be willing to fix everything on that inspection report, even the minor things. And if there's something that they're not going to fix, there's a reason why, and they'll tell you why. They'll tell you, well, you know, this isn't wrong, it's built this way because of this, or it's installed this way because of that. They'll explain to you why it is the way it is and why it doesn't need to be fixed. So what happens is, after we get the walkthrough dates, we schedule the inspector goes out. We are not there with the inspector while they are doing their job. Nobody likes to be micromanaged. Nobody likes to be bothered while they're working. An inspection takes about 3 hours straight without interruptions. If a buyer is there the whole 3 hours while this inspector is trying to do their job, asking questions and, you know, what about this or what about that? Can you check this? Can you check that? That's annoying. And that's going to make his job so much longer than it should be. So, believe me when I say you do not need to be there. Some of them will tell you that, but a lot of them, you know, they try to remain professional and try to be courteous, and they don't like to say it, but they don't want you there. They don't want you bothering them. They just want to do their job. What we do is I always have the inspector call me an hour before they're done, and we meet them there at the end. And so let them do their job uninterrupted. We get there at the end, and then they will go over their findings with us, give us a brief summary at the end once they're done. I like to do that in person. You know, they could call and just explain to you over the phone what they found, whether it was good or bad. But I like to be there in person, because if it's something that's a little more detailed, I like for them to walk me to it and show it to me. And, you know, well, this is how it's supposed to be, but it's like this, and just, you know, show it to me. That way I can keep that on my radar and I know what to look for at our final walk. So I do not recommend being at an inspection while that person is doing their job. Nobody likes being micromanaged, so please let them do their job. Just meet them at the end. So we do that. Once we receive the report, I go through that report myself, and they send you two versions. They send you a summary and they send you a full report. What I do is I download that full report, not the summary, because we don't want no misunderstandings. I download the full report and I send that to the sales agent, send that to the builder. Now, we schedule, the reason why I said we wait until we get the walkthrough schedule in order to schedule the inspection is because we need to schedule our third-party inspection a couple days before the first walk. Why? Because that gives us time to get the report and send it to the builder for them to review and see what all they need to start lining up, what all they need to start working on, and they're able to print that report and bring it with them to our pre-walk, to our first walk, and we discuss. They go down line by line. They hit each item and let you know it's going to be taken care of, or that's nothing to worry about. It's like this because of this. They explain why. If there is anything that they're not going to fix, they explain why. So everything is on the timeline. Everything is on the timeline. Now, let me back up. Why would you get an inspection on a new construction home? Well, when builders are building new construction homes, they do have inspections at different phases. But who's inspecting it? Are you getting the report? Are you seeing what's wrong with the house? No. So what you and half of the time is the people that's doing these inspections work for that company anyway. So some items that they have to have inspected, it is the county coming out or whoever. But you're not seeing any of these reports. So what you're doing is you're hiring a third-party inspector. Third party meaning neutral party. That inspector does not work for you. They do not work for the builder. They are a neutral party that's just going in, putting eyes on everything, and letting you know what's wrong with the house. Or you have a great house, you have a great builder, you know, either or. They're going to let you know the good and the bad. So that's why it's important to get a third party inspection, because they're a neutral party and they're not going to take sides of either the buyer or the builder. And that's what you want. You want a non-biased opinion. So that's why we get inspections, third party inspections outside of what the builder is already doing. That way you have a report. Builder ain't going to give you no report of each of their inspections. So that's what happens with new construction. So at that first walk, the builder is going to go down that list with you and let you know what they're going to fix or what they're not going to fix and the reason why. Also during that first walk, they're going to go over all of your warranty with you. They're going to walk you through the house and show you everything that's in the house. They're going to show you how to work everything that's in the house, how you program your AC, how you do this. Is it a smart house? This is how you use your dishwasher. They show you everything in your house. So that's going to be a long appointment. Also during that appointment, after they talk warranty stuff and how your house works, we do blue tape. Some builders use different color, orange, green. Blue is you know, the most popular color that I see all the time, so I just call it blue tape. We do the blue tape walk. Blue tape walk is when they give you a roll of tape, you go around and you tear off pieces of tape and put it on any imperfections that you see. If there's paint on a carpet, if there's a hole in the wall, or any little imperfection that you see, put a piece of tape on it during this pre-walk, this first walk. So this first walk is to identify all of the issues with the house, and then you give them a few days or you give them a week and in between your pre-walk and your final walk, and by that final walk, everything that we discussed should be corrected. When we get to that final walk, it's not to go in there still looking for problems. That final walk is making sure everything that we found on the pre-walk has been corrected. Now, I'm gonna say this because it happens all the time. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Some people, when they get approved for a house, their attitude changes. They suddenly become this diva. Like just a week ago, you were not confident at all. You weren't sure you were going to get approved. You're very, very humble. But as soon as you get approved, you suddenly turn into this diva, this Brazilian, everything, and don't do that. And I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I've had clients like that, and it's nasty, it's disgusting, it stinks. We smell it because we're so used to working with buyers all the time, and so we know, who's humble, who's grateful, who's pleasant, and we know who stinks. That diva attitude that some people pick up once they, finally get approved for a house is nasty. It's disgusting. So don't act like that. When you get in the house, there's no reason to be a bitch about every little thing. Trust me, you get more things done in your favor when you're a pleasant person to work with. You don't have to go off about every little thing. Nobody's going to want to work with you like that. So be mindful, because I know sometimes some people can get like that without noticing. Some people intentionally do it because they feel like they're entitled to be that way just because they got approved for a house. Trust me, no. You be humble. So dealing with inspections and making corrections is not a time to turn into a diva. There's no reason for that. Trust me. Yeah. So if things need to be fixed, nobody's perfect. Even the best builder is not going to build a perfect house. Even whether you're buying a $200,000 house or a $2 million house, there's gonna be mistakes. No matter who's building it, how much you're spending, keep that in mind. Nobody's building a perfect house. Even when you do a walkthrough, you're gonna walk through and miss some things. I'm gonna come right behind you and look at the same exact things that you looked at, and I'm gonna find some things that you missed. Somebody may come behind me and find some things that I missed. That's just the way it is. Every single thing is not gonna get caught. You're never gonna get 100% perfect home. But look at the things that are missed. They're minor. Okay? So we're not stressing over, we're not being nasty about paint, we're not being nasty about anything. Okay? Let's just all work together and get you in your house, in your house and be happy, and fix anything that needs to be fixed. There's no reason to be nasty about anything. I really wanted to get that out because, oh my God, I've dealt with people like that and I can't stand it. I like to enjoy working with the people, working with my clients, and when people start acting like that, I instantly turn so dry and so serious you won't even get another smile out of me. That could be the tourist in me, I don't know. But I don't like working like that. I like to be comfortable and, happy around my clients. So don't make me act uptight. Anyway, so that's the inspection process with new construction on an inventory home. Now, you can buy new construction at different phases. You can buy one that's already built, which will have the best inventories, the best incentives, or you can buy a lot and build from dirt. Now, when you build from dirt, there's 3 different inspection phases that you can opt to do with a third-party inspector. When you buy an inventory home that's already built, all you can do is the final inspection because it's already built. You can't go back in time and see what was going on during construction. But when you build from dirt, there's 3 different phases of inspections that you can hire your third-party inspector to do. Those 3 phases include foundational inspection. That's when the foundation is laid, all the plumbing is put in place. You can have your inspector come out at that time to make sure the foundation was laid correctly, make sure the plumbing was installed correctly. That's the first phase. Then the second phase you can hire your third-party inspector for is pre-drywall. Pre-drywall meaning the framing went up, so you got your foundation, you got your plumbing already in, and I mean just the pipes, not the actual toilets and sinks, just the pipes for it, the water supply. So that second one, the pre-drywall, is the framing has gone up, they've got the electrical wires running, HVAC, you may have the HVAC already in there. Then you can have your inspector come out and inspect all of that at that point before the drywall goes in. That way you can see what's inside, what's behind your walls before your walls go up. I always like that. That's one of my favorite phases of inspection, because once that electrical is in and the drywall is put up, you can't see anything. You don't know what's inside those walls. So I like to have that inspection done, that pre-drywall inspection. That I highly recommend. I've seen some pre-drywall inspections that were horrible. You would have never known that these issues existed if you didn't do that. If you let the drywall go up without having that inspection done before. I've seen some, and that's how I can tell you, because I sell so much new construction, because I study these inspection reports, I know what builders are making what mistakes, what builders are cutting what corners. I look at every single inspection report because I like to know what builders are giving us quality work, and that's who I like to take my buyers to. Now, I don't persuade you or tell you not to buy with this builder or that builder. I do share my experience, and you do what you want to do with that information. Because some buyers, you know, they look at, oh, that's a pretty house. You're not buying a house. You're not choosing a builder because they built the prettiest house. You're not choosing a builder because they built the biggest house for the cheapest price. Those are wrong reasons to pick a builder. You have to go with the quality is, even if it's a smaller house for a little bit more money. It's a quality house. I would rather have a 2,000 square foot quality home than a 2,500 square foot piece of crap home. And so I know who's building what. So I try to keep you on the right track, but sometimes y'all like to wander off and don't really know that I'm intentionally trying to match you with particular builders. So enough about that. That's just what I do. There's just legally and ethically, there's some things that I just can't do or say, or that I can't say. But I'm working. In my mind, I'm consciously and intentionally doing what I know in my experience would be best for you. I know which builders has the best quality. I know which builders has the best customer service. And that's important because it's not just about who built the prettiest house. How are they going to service you after you move in? How are they going to treat you after you close? Because everybody ain't nice to you before you close. They want to close. They want that money, right? But they want that sale. But after you close and something goes wrong with your house, you still have to work with that builder for the first year because of, you know, everything is under warranty with them. So if you have some type of electrical issue or plumbing issue, that builder has to take care of it because of your warranty. So you still have to work with them. Now some builders will treat you like crap after closing because they already got your money. But some of them pride themselves in their customer service, and they will still take care of you. They will still treat you like a priority, even though you're they already got you. So those are the builders that I try to keep my clients with, the ones that I know are going to take care of you at any point. At any point. So that's new construction. After the pre-drywall, let me get back to that. So the first phase would be the foundational inspection. The second phase would be, oh my God, Houston. I cannot stand Houston traffic. The second phase would be that pre-drywall, most important to me. And then the third inspection, which will be your final inspection after the house is complete. That inspector will come back. Like I said, once we get that walkthrough schedule, now we're caught up to what we just did with the inventory home. Once we get the walkthrough schedule, the inspector will come back and do the final inspection. That will be your third inspection. And then everything that I just said for the inventory will be the same exact way from that point on. So that's new construction. Now, I'm telling you, builders make mistakes. The construction manager himself may be a really nice guy, knows his stuff, but he's not building that house. You know, he seems trustworthy, very nice and friendly with you, but he's not out there with the hammers and nails building that house. So there's all these trade workers, like 300 different trade workers that are building a house. He's just the manager to oversee the project, but he's not building that house himself. So any mistake that those any of those tradesmen do, he's responsible for it. Comes with the job. So he can't guarantee that everything was done perfectly because he didn't do the work himself. He can go behind them and, inspect what they did, but like I said, that construction manager is human too. They may miss some stuff. Okay, so that's why that third-party inspector get a fresh set of eyes on that house. That's what the third-party inspector is for. Whether it's a new house, old house, I don't care if it was just finished building yesterday or if it was built 50 years ago. Get that inspection. So that's new construction. Now, hopping over to the resale side of it, it's a little bit different. With a resale home, with a resale home, once you submit your offer and your offer is accepted by the seller, the very first thing you want to do is order that inspection, that third-party inspection. And the reason why I say is because you're in a contingency period. This doesn't really exist on the new construction side. On the resale side, it's very important that you stick to this contingency period for inspection and appraisal. So the first thing you want to do though is order that inspection. After you go under contract, you pay your earnest, get that inspection order. Your third-party inspector is going to come out, do their thing. Like I said, stay out of the way. Just meet them at the end. And once they send us the report, you and I, the buyer and the agent, goes through the report together. And what we're doing, this goes back to the whole being a diva thing. This is not a time to be a diva. This is not a time to be one of those annoying ass buyers and just expecting the seller to fix every single thing on there. If it's 50 items on there, you want the seller to fix all 50 or you not buying a house. Some people act like that, and that's ugly. That's immature. I don't work with people like that. What we're doing is we're going through that inspection report together, and we're being reasonable and picking out the things that are most important to you. Those high ticket items, if there's roofing issues, foundation issues, HVAC, plumbing, those major issues, those are what we're going to include. So like on the new construction side, we send the builder the entire report. Resale, we don't do that. You pay for that report, that's your report. So what we do on the resale side is we go through that report together and we go line by line and pick out all the line items of the important items. We're not being petty and asking for every little minor thing. We're not doing that. We're picking out like life or death or safety issues, the high ticket items, and we're submitting a request. And on the resale side, it's a request. We can't tell them to fix anything. You can only ask. And let's say we pick out 12 items. We want this seller to fix these 12 things. These are the most important things to me. This is what I want you to fix in this house before closing. I copy and paste exactly what's in the report and onto that repair request so that they know there's no mistaking. I didn't twist no words. I'm giving you verbatim what this inspector said. Copy and paste those items into the repair request. Send that to the seller. Now the seller has options. It's a request, and we all know a request can be denied. So their seller's options are they got like 4 different options. They have the option to say, okay, sure, we'll fix all 12 of your items, no problem. Second option, they can say, well, out of these 12, I'm only going to do 5. I'm not fixing those other 6. That's on you. And at that point, you have to decide, is it that big of a deal for you to walk away? Is it that serious? Or okay, no problem, I'll fix them myself, it's not that serious. So yeah, so they can agree to fix some things and not all. The third option is for them to say, no, I'm not fixing any of it. If you want the house, you fix this stuff yourself. I'm not putting no more money into this house. I don't have time for it. I'm not fixing anything. Again, it's up to you at that point to decide, are these items this serious for me to walk away, or can I live with it and fix these one by one myself after I move in? It's a decision you and your agent are gonna have to come to terms with. And that's why it's important to stick to this contingency timeline, because you have this window to where you have the option to walk away if it's that serious and get your earnings back. If you're behind schedule and you get outside of that contingency period, you can still walk away, but you're going to lose your earnings deposit. You're not going to get that back. So it's important to be on your toes. And then the last option they have is to say, well, I understand these requests, these are reasonable items for you to be requesting, but I just don't have time to be fixing anything. I don't have time to be calling around getting quotes. I don't have time to take off work for appointments for people to come in here and fix stuff. So I will just give you credit at closing. And you could even request that from the beginning. Instead of sending a repair request asking them to fix these things, you can just off the bat request the credit for it. Sellers love that because they don't want to be dealing with contractors coming in and out fixing stuff. They'd rather just give you the money to do it yourself. So that's the last option. And to me, that's the best option. What credit at closing means is that you got this repair request, everything that you want fixed. Let's say it comes up to $2,000. The seller doesn't have an issue with giving you the $2,000 to fix it yourself after closing. But how that works is, it's called credit at closing because the repairs come up to $2,000. Your closing costs were $10,000. Initially, we're going to be $10,000. But because this seller agreed to pay you credit at closing for repairs, $2,000 is going to come from them at closing and be applied to your closing costs. So essentially what that's doing is taking your closing costs down from the initial $10,000 to $8,000, because the seller is paying $2,000 of that. It's saving you $2,000 because those are the $2,000 that you need to make your repairs. Now you do whatever you want to do at that point with the money. You make the fixes or not, but that's the purpose of it. So that's what credit at closing is. Sometimes that's the best and the quickest option, unless it's something that needs to be done before you even move in, like AC, especially in the summer. Oh baby, I'm not waiting on that. We need to have that fixed before closing. Serious things like that, some things just really do need to be done before closing. But if it's minor stuff like some drywall or some minor crap like that, that could be done after I move in. So like I said, we're not being divas. I have had a buyer in real life, no lie, that was being a diva, got besides herself, and was threatening to walk away because, you know, those plastic plates on the outlets, one was missing from one of the rooms, and she wanted the seller to fix that. And I tried to tell her, like, I can only advise you on what I know will fly and what won't fly. So I tried to tell her not to include that on the repair request, especially because you already asking them to pay half of your closing costs. You already offered lower than what they were asking. Now you being petty about an outlet plate. Come on, you look silly. So But she insisted, she wanted to include that. We included it. And they was just like, no. Nobody got time for that. And just the principle of being that petty, asking for something like that after they already paying half of your closing costs and all that. So she was, because when they replied, when they sent their response letting me know what they were gonna fix, that outlet plate was not on it, and she was upset about that and was threatening to walk away. And I really had to have the patience of Job to talk her out of not walking away from a house over a $2 plate that you can get from Home Depot. That was just one of those people that just head got too big because she got approved for a house. And I'm telling you, this was like a $200-something thousand house. I've worked with people $600-700, and they don't even act like that. So be careful, please be careful with your attitude. There's no need to, start it. Just be mindful of your attitude after you get approved for a house. Don't change. Remain humble. Okay? Remain pleasant to work with, so that you don't end up in stories like this. But anyway, so we're not being petty. We are being adults. We're being thoughtful. We're being mature, and we just want to get this over with. Yes, if there's something that needs to be done, absolutely. But we're not doing too much. We're not being petty. So anyway, so that's how inspections work. And you just want to make sure in that resale you are staying on schedule with your contingency period, because I have had buyers that lost earnest money. They came to me from a previous agent they were working with, and they lost money working with that agent, and so they fired them and came to me and told me their horror stories. So it happens, trust me, especially when you have an agent that's not as involved or not as experienced, knowledgeable, and understand how important these contingency timelines are. So that's that in a nutshell. Inspections are important. Don't skip it. Final walks on both new construction and resale. Never waive your final walk. Never just assume, okay, they said they were gonna fix it, so I believe it, they're fixed. I gotta work, I don't have time, I can't leave work, I'm out of town, I'm on vacation, I'm on a cruise, I can't make it. If you're not around and you're not physically able to attend a final walk yourself before closing, somebody needs to do it for you. Your agent needs to do it for you, a family member, a close friend that you trust, somebody that has your best interest at mind needs to do that final walk for you. Not somebody that's just gonna say, yeah, everything good, it was good, because they want you to hurry up and close. Somebody that's really gonna pay attention to the items that were supposed to be repaired, because that's what that final walk is, to make sure that all the repairs, the agreed repairs, were done, and make sure that everything that was in that house at the time of contract is still there. I'm gonna tell you there's stories to that. Everything needs to be in that house that was told, that was stated was gonna be in that house. The appliances, this is what happens when you don't do a final walk. During your contract, when you first go through your showing and everything, and you decide you want to submit an offer, you saw a stainless steel washer and dryer in the laundry room. You decide to not do your final walk because you trust that everything is there and everything is working properly. But then after you close, you didn't do your final walk, but you closed on the house, you get the keys, you go to the house, you get there, and in that laundry room, that stainless steel Samsung washer and dryer is not there. What's in there is an old washer and dryer that used to be in a garage for 10 years. Well, guess what? The listing said washer and dryer is included. They never said which washer and dryer. So after you close, if you didn't do that final walk to make sure it was still the same ones, that's on you. There's nothing you can do. You can't sue nobody. You can't go after anybody because you didn't do your due diligence to walk that house and make sure that Samsung stainless steel. Now there's a whole part to that's another video. This what I'm saying now is a whole other video, but it kind of goes with that inspection / final walk thing. Do your final walk. Things can come up missing, and after closing, is nothing you can do about it. You can't go after nobody. You can't sue nobody. I've heard stories of refrigerators being swapped out. They took out that knock on the door with the light come on, the door and door. They took that with them. The sellers took that with them to their new house, and they put in this old white refrigerator that looked like it was in a mechanic shop. Well, the house said it came with a refrigerator, right? It's on you to do your due diligence to make sure that same refrigerator is still there before closing. After closing, there's nothing you can do. Just the way it is. I've heard stories of the whole AC unit being removed because that buyer did not do that final walk. So after closing, they got to the house, the AC unit was gone. Nothing you can do about that. You should have did your final walk, and you can literally hold up closing if things are not the way they're supposed to be. But like I said, there's another video I'm doing. But final walks, never skip your inspection, your appraisal, or your final walk. So that's all I'm gonna say. I feel good about this video because I feel like I got a little bit more deeper into the home buying process, and I'm gonna keep doing that. Now that I realize I haven't been doing that, I'm gonna continue doing it. So, like always, my contact info is below, and y'all can always feel free to reach out to me. I answer my own cell phone. I answer my emails. So please, I'm a regular person. Okay, I'm not hard to get in touch with. Please feel free to contact me, email, text, however you're comfortable communicating. Feel free to reach out so that we can have a conversation and figure out your home buying journey. So that's it for today. I hope this information was helpful, and of course, since I did twist my hair last night, I lost that whole freaking video, but I still did a separate video where I recorded my oils and the stuff that I put in my hair. So that's what's coming up next. If you want to stay on and watch that part, if you don't care for that, then you can just cut it off here. Bye, y'all. Okay, y'all, so for the ones that care about my hair stuff, this is my spray bottle, and it's running low, so I'm gonna refill it. I put a little bit of water, and then this is the liquid leave-in conditioner that I use. Just put some of that, and then I have 4 different oils that I'm mixing in here. This was the one that I shared with y'all that I got from TikTok. And then this is some Mio mint almond oil. And some more peppermint oil. And I don't measure this stuff. I just pour and mix. This is some black castor oil, but child, this one is through. That one is done. So I'm gonna put a little bit more water. Let me tell y'all something about the water though. I have a water softener, so that's why I use my tap water. I have the water conditioning system. It's better, healthier for your hair. So I just put it in. Oh, I forgot one thing. Some more leave-in. This is the creamy leave-in. And I just grab some, mix it up. Grab some with my finger and just Get it in there like that. This is how I keep my hair super, super moisturized, because I do color my hair. And you know, color has alcohol in it, and that can dry your hair out. And that's how people hair break off when they be coloring it, because they don't take care of it. They don't keep it moisturized. You have to keep your hair moisturized regardless whether you have color or not. Well, when you do have color, you have to keep it extra moisturized. So that's why I keep my little concoction. And I use this spray every day. I use it every time I wash and twist my hair, and then every day when I brush it back and tie it up, I spray every day. Keep my hair moisturized. And then on my curls, I spray some on my hand. I don't spray it directly on my curls. I spray it on my hand, rub it in, and then just do like this. Just shake it up real good so everything mixes well. And as I use the spray, I constantly keep shaking it, because you know oil and water don't mix. So I want to, and you know, it's all of the ingredients start to separate once it sits for a while. So every time I pick it up to spray, I shake to try to mix it up. So that's my concoction for my spray bottle. Now I'm gonna get ready to start twisting.